and welcome to Nicole Reacts Up. I'm Nicole and I react to LGBTQ movies and TV shows. Today we'll be reacting to the L Word Gen Q Season 3, Episode 5. But before we get started, let's have a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is sponsored by Ability. It's an apparel company that is designed to support, empower, and promote startups, small businesses, and creators. What I love about Ability is that it has become a movement, bringing together those of us who have shared goals. All the apparel is comfortable and nice colors. We got caps, you got crew socks. You can even mix and match caps to match your favorite teams. We got nice Ability t-shirts. And of course, you know my favorite, sports bras. If you watch my videos, you know I love hanging out in sports bras. And this bra is the most soft, comfortable, padded sports bra that I've ever worn. I love this bra. I'm obsessed with it. Whether you're running around, sweating, working out, or you're just hanging out doing absolutely nothing, guilty. Ability is the way to go. Express your ability today. You can find them on Instagram, theability.co, or their website, theability.co.
Let's get into it. The episode starts with Shane and Alice on the phone. They're making plans to go to the movies. Shane's in the middle of packing. We don't know who she's packing for at this point, but she just really can't be bothered with Alice's talk about popcorn and whether or not she should buy one or two because she doesn't like sharing. Either way, she hangs up the phone real quick. Tess is walking around like a zombie as usual again on her phone, not even looking up, about to get hit by a car. And Shane's like, I think we should talk. And Tess was like, nah, I don't have anything to talk about with you. So, no thank you. And then all of a sudden, there's a bee in the house. Tess freaks out as if she was allergic. Or she's just probably scared of bees like most people. Shane goes to get the bee, and then Tess is like, don't kill it, just get rid of it. Like, girl, beggars cannot be choosers in this situation. Like, however the bee is going to be taken care of, it's going to be taken care of, and you can't just be making up rules about it. Either way, Shane does not kill the bee. She traps it in a cup, and Tess is like, get it outside, get it outside. Like, girl, oh my God, shut up. Anyway, it's just at the point where everything Tess says and does annoys the shit out of me. So Tess opens up the balcony door and says, get this out of here. So Shane goes outside and she goes, wait, don't release it. Let me close the door. That's a key. Let me close the door. She closes the sliding door behind her. They release the bee. And what do you think happens? Of course, two people who are in the middle of possibly a breakup, definitely a fight, are stuck on the balcony together, locked out with nobody to save them. And then I would have to say that all the dialogue from here on between Shane and Tess in this episode is juvenile at best. It's almost as if a bunch of 14-year-olds are talking to each other. Shane's like, why are you freaking out? I've never seen you freak out like that. Like, are you allergic to bees? And Tess's little teenage answer was like, I don't know, maybe. I don't know, maybe? Girl, I would think that you know what your allergies are, especially at this point in your life. Anyway, she's just being immature around Shane. She doesn't really want to talk to Shane. Fine, understandable. But it's unbearable to watch. Of course, neither of them have a phone to call anybody to come get them, so they are really stuck out there. Tess starts freaking out. She starts screaming for Harvey and for Ellen, and I'm assuming it's Harvey Weinstein and Ellen DeGeneres, and neither of those people are gonna help you, let me tell you. But let's just say it's all Tess's fault because, first of all, she wanted to get rid of the bee. Second of all, she's the one who closed the door behind her, and so, yeah, it's all your fault anyway. Tess makes her way to the edge of the balcony, over the rail, and screams the F word. You ain't got nothing on bed screams, let me tell you. So we cut back to Finley and Sophie's bedroom. It's nice, the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, the tank is clean. And Finley is talking about how it hurts her so much that Sophie hooked up with Dre. And I guess to make herself feel better, she wants to know the details of what happened. Which, like, if you asked me, no thank you. I do not want to know. Do not tell me anything. My imagination is bad as it is. I don't want confirmation of what actually happened. So just, you guys played Chinese checkers all night. That's what I know you did as a fact. But Finley thinks that it's gonna help her, so she asks. She starts asking questions. She said, what's their name? And Sophie says their name is Dre. And Sophie goes, that's a hot person's name. And Sophie's like, nah, she's not hot. She's definitely lying about that. And also, Dre is a hot person's name. Like, if your name is Andrea, but you go by Dre or Drea, you're hot. It's the law. It's in the Constitution. Look it up. She asked how many times they slept together. Apparently, they only slept together once, but hung out twice, which made Finley mad because she's like, okay, then she was cool enough for you to want to see again. But I think Sophie's lying. I think they hooked up way more than just once. But she was just trying to, I guess, protect Finley's feelings, which, I mean, I would do the same. Sophie continues to tell Finley that she ended it with Dre because she's in love with her, Finley, and that she couldn't do it anymore. I don't know. I just feel like this is all lies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sophie does have a pattern. We've learned. So sue me. Downstairs in the same house, we are with Micah and Maribel. Micah enters the house and is like, all right, I told my mom. She knows. She knows what exactly? That they live together? No. That they're planning on having a baby with a sperm donor? No. She knows that they're dating. Wow. Wait till she finds out the rest. Yeah. She was barely accepting of you being trans. Imagine her surprise. Anyway, they're excited about it. So if they're excited, I'm excited. And they decide that they are going to celebrate. How do you think these two party animals decide to celebrate? Micah was like, let's find a sperm donor. And Maribel was like, oh, I was thinking we could do something sexy as organizing the Tupperware drawer. But, we could do both. Ooh, frisky. Like, wow. Maybe y'all are ready for parenthood because you have come to this boring part of your life where maybe a baby will spice it up a little bit. Then they plan to be in bed by 8:30. Woo, y'all. Get the sleep you can now because once you have a baby, you're never gonna sleep again, okay? Anyway, enough of these two. We go back to another insufferable couple at the balcony. Tess is not really trying to hear anything that Shane is saying. And to be honest, I don't think Shane has much to say. And while Tess does annoy me, I do appreciate this ensemble of the gray racerback tank top, loosely flowing with a yellow neon bra. I shall be stealing it this summer. And honestly, at this point, Shane is over this. Like, you can tell that Shane does not want to be on this balcony. She does not really have anything to say. I mean, she's apologetic, but she's not like begging for her back or like, let me fix it. She's just like, yeah, I did that. That's who I am. This is what I do. LOL. Tess is like, I'm an idiot. Shane's like, no, you're not. And Tess is like, no, I am. I knew about you. I knew about your reputation. And then she's like, is this really what you do? Is this really who you are? Girl, if you said you knew about her and you knew about her reputation, then yes, you should have known that this is what she does and this is who she is. This is who she's been. So for you to come around here, Miss Thing, and think that you're gonna change her, when Carmen de la Pica Morales couldn't change her. Carmen de la Pica Morales was at the altar waiting for her to live a life of bliss and harmony forever after. And Shane couldn't even commit to her. You think that you're gonna change it? No, I don't think so. Shane could not look more annoyed to be with Tess at this moment. It is just, it's sad. It almost makes me feel bad for Tess, but not quite. And Tess continues to annoy me and Shane by saying, why do you do this? And Shane's like, I don't know, it's a pattern. And she goes, yes, but why? Like, it's like those toddlers who just keep asking why. Stop. Because I'm literally 2 seconds from jumping off this balcony. The thought of me tumbling down a canyon with cactuses and rattlesnakes seems more enjoyable than sitting here for 1 more minute with you. So then Tess says, maybe you're an addict. And Shane's like, yeah, maybe. And as an addict herself, I think Tess comforts herself by saying, oh, maybe this is an addiction. Maybe this is something that we can fix, right? Through rehab or therapy or something like that. So that kind of gives her a little bit of comfort. And Shane's like, no, like, it's not that simple. And I think Shane is at this point trying not to say what she needs to say, which is like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And Tess is not picking up what Shane is dropping. At this point, we don't know how long Angie's been in school. I know it must be at least November because Halloween was just last week. So they've been in school for a few months. So her and Bella have probably gotten to know each other very well. Bella walks in and is like, listen, I have a problem and I need you to help me. I was hooking up with this guy, a frat boy. That was a red flag already. You should have been known that that was a not good idea. Anyway, she has sex with a guy and the condom gets stuck inside. Use your imagination. She's like, I need help to get it out. Now, listen, if you feel comfortable with your friend to ask her to help you with that, fine. But personally, this is something that I would attempt many times on my own before seeking out outside help. I can't imagine it being that difficult to just reach in there, search around, and do a search and rescue mission and retrieve that forbidden gummy worm. But here we are. She puts her leg up on the desk, trying to reach in, and that's actually more constricting. If you're a woman, that kind of actually closes things off. And Angie, smart enough, is like, you need to squat like this. So like, shout out to my niece Angie for knowing a little bit more about the female anatomy. Angie's walking her through this, trying not to watch her as Bella tries to find the prize, and Bella cannot get it. Maybe her fingers are too short. And Bella's like, all right, DEFCON 5, I didn't really want to get to this point, but Angie, can you do it for me? And Angie was like, and now we get to the scene of all scenes of this episode, probably of this entire season. We are outside of Dana's. Danny is there listening to a voicemail. Once again, in 2022, who is leaving voicemails, let alone listening to them? Because I don't even listen to them. I read a little synopsis of the automated generated captions, and then I call the person back or I text them. Nonetheless, she gets a voicemail from Roxy, and Roxy's like, hey, I actually left for Costa Rica. Remember that I said that I was gonna marry you? Well, I thought that we were gonna hook up. I thought like you were gonna really feel that and like hook up with me, but you didn't. So anyway, I left. But good job crying it out the other night. Who says good job good job crying? Like imagine like your friend was vomiting on a night out. Good job vomiting. You did such a good job, baby. The hell? Anyway, she said good job crying. The real deal will happen for you, I promise. Okay, just say all the cliche things. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a little teapot. I don't know. Anyway, Danny's standing there oblivious on the sidewalk with her phone listening to this stupid voicemail, and she's got her clown pants on, taking up the whole sidewalk. Mind you, there's somebody coming down full rate of speed, 60 miles an hour with an electric scooter. That is why they should not be on the sidewalk. Get your ass on the street with the rest of the motor vehicles. Zooming around pedestrians. You're gonna kill somebody. Anyway, about to get hit by this scooter, and you hear somebody all scream going, hey, yo, move, watch out. Just before the scooter takes Danny's life, this unknown person runs, pushes Danny, and gets her out of the way to safety. They're pushed up against a car together, and Danny's like, wow, I think you saved my life. And this other person is like, yeah, that scooter could have killed you. For some reason, they continue to hold each other in this position, like of embrace. And Jay's like, I feel like I should kiss you right now, but I won't because this is real life and not a shitty rom-com. Well, I guess it is because they do what? They kiss. Obviously, it was giving very much wedding planner vibes. So they kiss, they have a moment, but then it seems that they separate because next thing we know, she's inside at the bar with Sophie and Finley. Again, interesting, unexpected friendship between the three, but I'm glad that we can let bygones be bygones. Sophie asks if she wants a drink, and Danny's like, yes. She orders a tequila rocks, which I've never heard it put that way. I've always heard tequila on the rocks, but okay. And then she tells Finley, nothing cheap, which like honestly, pop off sis, you bougie and I'm here for it. Danny probably was born rich into this wealthy family of hers and she only knows about the finer things in life. So I would like some tequila on the rocks or tequila rocks, nothing cheap because I am not a peasant. And I will say, I found that sexy. I feel like somebody like Danny would actually have specific liquor that they want, but of course, if they ain't paying, they're not gonna say their name on the show, so I won't tell you who's my favorite liquor. But if you want to pay me for it, if you want to sponsor this video, well, you can call me. Anyway, she says nothing cheap. And Finley's like, oh, I know. I've been to your house. I know you're rich. I know you're bougie. And I pissed in your hallway floor, so sorry. So the ex-fiancés, now best friends, Danny and Sophie. Danny's like, don't judge me, but I just kissed a random stranger outside and they were so hot. She's like, I think I'm gonna have a hot girl autumn, which if you don't know what a hot girl summer is, I'm sorry about that, but instead of having a hot girl summer, she's having a hot girl autumn, and that shit killed me, okay? That was hilarious. She's like, yeah, she saved my life just like J-Lo in The Wedding Planner. They were like, oh my God, I love that movie, but it was so problematic culturally. And now I know this is the L Word writers nodding to themselves about how the first iteration of the L Word, the original, was problematic. But that's okay, everything in the 2000s was, which a lot of people say, and I would have to agree. They did not do right by a lot of POC or even trans representation. There was just a lot, but they're trying to right their wrongs this season, as we saw last episode with Max. They were like, oh yeah, J-Lo played an Italian woman, but she's not even Italian. Oh my God, that's such a big deal. And I know that they're just reiterating the fact that Carmen was not Latina, and a lot of people say that that's why they won't have her back because they don't want to have a non-Latina playing a Latina girl. But like, honestly, who cares? I don't care. I'm Latina and I don't care. Like, she could come back. She could be part zombie, part cat, part vacuum cleaner. Like, I don't care what her ethnicity is. She's hot and I love her and Shane. So like, wish she could be back, but whatever. But I will have to say that I did enjoy their little moment talking about J-Lo when she said, you saved my shoe. And they both had their necks up and their face scorched like that. I thought that was really cute. It was a moment. That's like a real moment when you are quoting your favorite movie with your friends and you just like say it at the same time. Like, I quote Bridesmaids or Mean Girls literally daily, so I understand. But the next thing we see is Alice entering the movie theater before Shane, right? In the beginning of this episode, they were talking about meeting up at the movies. Alice was like, should I get one popcorn or two? Because I don't like to share. Well, turns out she got two because she really didn't want to share, which like, amen, because I don't like sharing either. So she's sitting there eating her popcorn, looking around like, yo, where's Shane? Why is she answering my messages? Not knowing that she's stuck on the balcony with somebody she can't stand anymore. She sees somebody that she thinks is Shane and it's just a guy with long hair. And I'm like, okay, I would have mistaken this person for Shane too, so I'm not gonna hate on you for that one. And as she's still looking around for Shane, who does she see coming down the aisle? Freaking Taylor and some mystery woman. And Alice is like, what the hell? This girl told me that she had work today. She lied and she's going out with someone else? She's cheating on me? What the hell? So Alice is just like, what the hell? I can't believe it. She's hurt. She's confused. She's like, Shane, where the hell are you? Let's go. And now we're back on the balcony with this insufferable conversation, and I feel so bad for Shane for having to listen to Tess ask these stupid ass questions over and over and over. And Tess is like, is it just sex? And Shane's like, it's just sex to me. It's not, there's nothing connected to it. And then Tess is like, do you pose that we do E&M, which is ethical non-monogamy? And I'm like, girl, Shane did not propose anything for you. She's literally sitting there being quiet and you're the one talking. Clearly she does not want any part of you anymore. At this point, Shane's had it and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell the truth. She's like, it's been a lot. Let's just admit that it's been a lot. Can you admit that? Finally, Tess was like, oh snap. Now we're talking. She's like, you moved in, which was great. Then your mom moved in. Then we got a second bar on top of already Dana's, and it's just a lot. And somewhere within all of that, I lost you. You couldn't see me anymore, which is absolutely true. Once she was able to get Shane to agree to the second bar, her face was always buried in her phone, and she was always like this, okay, whatever you say, Shane, I don't care. I never got gold digger vibes from Tess before she got this second bar with her. Like, because after that, she was like begging, and then she was like, okay, great, I got the second bar, I don't need Shane anymore. Like, well, now guess what? You're gonna lose your mansion, and you're gonna lose both of your bars and your girlfriend. And Tess was like, okay, I admit it. It's been a lot. It's been hard. But you know what? When I have problems, I write in my journal. What do? Sleep with everybody you know? Okay, great. Wonderful. Those are the same. But honestly, I think for Shane, sleeping with randoms is her version of writing in the journal. Back at Dana's with the ex-fiancés but new BFFs, Danny and Sophie are chatting away. And Danny's like, you know what? This is my year. I am going to glow up and hoe up. And things are going to be looking on the up and up for me. I just know it. Which, of course, those are the famous last words of any character of any show, because then all things are going to crumble down to hell. And at that moment, who walks in? Well, the person that she goes, look, that's the person that I kissed. And Sophie's like, that's the person I hooked up with when Finley was in sober living. This is where we are officially introduced to Dre. I got to meet Carmen, aka Boo, last night at Henrietta's here in New York City, and they were extremely gracious and super sweet. But here we have Danny and Sophie both looking at them on stage ready to perform like, oh, of course. Sophie's first instinct is to go find Finley and be like, Dre is here. Just kind of like as a forewarning. But before she could even say anything, Finley's already just trying to get it in. So they start to have sex in the back office while Dre is singing in the background. So like, imagine you're having sex with your current partner while the person who you were sleeping with while your current partner was in rehab is singing live like 10 feet away from you. Like, that has to be awkward. And clearly Sophie was having like flashbacks of her time with Dre, and it was just not good. So finally she says, I can't do this. Dre is here. And Finley loses her shit. Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, Dre is standing up there singing, dancing with a stranger while looking into Danny's eyes. So what is this? This is not a love triangle. This is like a love quadrangle or a love square. I don't know. Quadrilateral? Is that? I don't know. Anyway, back to Sophie telling Finley that Dre is here. They go outside. Finley's like, where's Dre? Where's Dre? Who's Dre? Finley looks at Sophie, who's looking on the stage. Finally, Finley realizes that it's Dre on the stage singing. Finley freaks out. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to express her emotions. So what does she do? She sees the fire alarm and she's like, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go pull that. And she pulls the fire alarm. But before that, Finley looks at Sophie with this like side eye, like, you said she wasn't hot. She's hot. Now I'm insecure. Now I'm upset because you lied. And I can't believe you slept with that person. Now I'm hurt. So she pulls the fire alarm. The sirens go off. off, the music stops, everybody's going to evacuate. She's trying to get everybody out of the bar. Back to the balcony with the insufferable conversation. We have Shane just sitting on the floor like, yo, I can't wait to get the hell out of here. And Tessa's like, but why do you do it? You need to change. I need you to change. You gotta change. But do you want to change? Like, girl, she has not asked for forgiveness. She has not asked you once to let her make it right. She has not asked once, be like, let me show you that I can change. She's sitting there quiet. That should be your message right there. You have all the answers in your hand. You just don't want to read them. Back to Dana's. The fire alarm's going off. Finley is in charge this evening and she's like, everybody get out. Everybody get out. Please get out. Not thinking that, first of all, you're gonna get a multi-$1,000 fine for pulling a false fire alarm. Second of all the lost revenue now that the bar is closed. Ooh, Shane is gonna beat your ass. I would. She even kicks Sophie out. Sophie's like, let's talk. And Finley's like, ma'am, please leave the premises. Like, that was really funny to me. So everybody's outside, like, trying to figure out what the next moves for the night were, because it seems like it was probably pretty early. Dre is super forward and is like, hey, Danny, want to catch dinner? We can't end the night now. And Danny was like, no, turns out that you slept with my ex and I don't want to be somebody's second choice. Well, technically you weren't their second choice because they didn't know you existed until like an hour ago. I thought maybe Danny should have just went with it, but she was like, no. And it was really funny because Dre was like, oh, this is my first time performing in LA. I'm so excited. And then Danny's like, where have you performed before? And Dre was like, in my house on TikTok. And I was like, woo, coming from my life right now, because that's basically what I do here in my house on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. Please subscribe. Anyway, Danny's playing hard to get and I feel like she's gonna end up hooking up with Dre anyway, but she's having a hot girl autumn, so she's just trying to play the game. She's like, here's my card if you ever need a publicist, bye. And Dre was like, damn, I see you, Danny. Okay, publicist. All right, I'm gonna call you. I need a publicist. Back at the gynecologist's office, Angie and Bella's dorm room, Bella is scooched down as much as she can with her legs up on the stirrups, ready to get, I don't know, looks like she's ready to push out a baby. Angie's got her gloves on. We love a protected queen. We love our PPE. And she reaches in, she goes for it, she searches around a little bit, feels around town, pulls it out, and they are so excited. Back at the movie theater, Alice is befuddled by the fact that her girlfriend, or so she thinks, is on a date with somebody else. She's not even watching the movie over there. She's like, this bitch. Finally, the lady behind Alice is like, excuse me, can you stop moving around? I'm trying to watch the movie. Which, like, this movie theater is empty. I would have just moved my ass away from her and just let her do her thing. But I guess I'm just